Business was booming in downtown New Ulm in 1898, and clothing store owner G.A. and his brother Alex decided that it was a good time to expand. They talked a friend, physician John Schoch, into investing in a new building on North Minnesota Street. When its doors opened, a local reporter said that it added much to the appearance of that end of the block. The owners rented offices on the second floor to several professional men, including Louis Gebhard, a good-looking young man who had just received his dentistry license. 6 years later, on the evening of November 1st, 1904, ASA Brooks, the editor of the New Ulm Review, sat in his office on the first floor of the Ottomeyer Block, reading over his mail. His thoughts were interrupted by voices from upstairs. Cautiously walking up the steps to investigate, he heard sounds from Dr. Gebhard's office. Finding the door locked, he climbed on the stair banister to peer over the transom. His blood ran cold as he saw a man standing over Gebhard. Brooks jumped down and ran for help. Returning moments later with a policeman, they kicked in the door and saw the gruesome sight of the young dentist lying on the floor in a pool of blood. His throat had been slit and his skull repeatedly smashed. On the floor, they found scattered pieces of evidence, an advertising pencil, an old hammer with a handmade wooden handle, and most importantly, a monogrammed handkerchief with the initials G.R.K. A safe stood open in the corner with its cash untouched. This was not a robbery. It was a crime of passion. The murderer, said Brooks, was a young man wearing a black suit. Local rumors pointed toward George R. Cuck, another young dentist in town and son of one of the city's most prominent civic leaders. Rumors spread of personal grudges between the two men, as well as a possible love triangle. On December 9th, Cuck was arrested, and for the next few months the murder pushed aside all other news in town. Soon everyone became conversant in the grisly details of the murder. Social circles split down the middle as citizens chose sides. The case went to trial 2 days after Christmas. The evidence was completely circumstantial. Cuck fit the general description given by Brooks. Witnesses claimed that the defendant had an old hammer, similar to the murder weapon, and now mysteriously missing. And of course there was the monogrammed handkerchief with his initials. Piece by piece, Cuck's attorney, Henry Sampson, tried to explain away the accusations. Family members swore that he was home at the time of the murder, while ASA Brooks, the only eyewitness, stated that the accused was not the man that he saw standing over the body. The trial ended in a hung jury. A second trial took place a few months later, ending in another split decision. The case went before a jury a third time in August, and this time the Cuck family hired one of Minnesota's top lawyers, L.L. Brown of Winona. Brown won over the jurors, who returned a verdict of not guilty. But seeing that his name would always be linked to the murder, George Cuck moved to Minneapolis, where he practiced dentistry until his retirement in 1962. To this day, the case remains an unsolved mystery, and some people say that if you look closely, you can still see bloodstains on the floor of Dr. Gebhard's old office.